Hey, what's up out there? It's David Duford here at Final Expense Agent Mentor and Mortgage Protection Agent Mentor, where I help agents like you successfully sell insurance. Now, in today's video, the topic is mortgage protection appointing setting, specifically answering the question, should you pre-qualify your leads on the phone? Now, this is an interesting question to pose. Most likely you're posing it because you have worked some of these mortgage protection leads and you've went to run the appointments and you realize there was some sort of information you possibly could have collected on the phone that hinged the entire deal, and the entire appointment would have been not even set if you had known that information. So what I'm going to try to do is best address this particular subject matter and give you reasons why I would not recommend pre-qualifying. So again, a lot of this stems from just the normal frustrations that every agent experiences. I can't stress that enough. We all set appointments where, had we known just one little thing wrong with them, it would have been saved us the time to actually drive there, sit down, and meet with them. However, what we remember there are obviously the negative outcomes. What we don't remember are the positive outcomes that come from an appointment setting process with little to no pre-qualification. So here's why pre-qualification may be a bad idea and why I don't necessarily suggest it. Generally speaking, we use the phone to sell the appointment and not the product. Pre-qualification is a process of selling the appointment or selling the product. So if we sell too much on the phone, the more information that we gather from the prospect, or the more that we spend time on the phone with them, the more opportunity we may run into where the prospect may turn us down for an appointment, and we may lose out on an opportunity where a prospect literally was sitting on the fence and interested, but maybe there was something that was talked about that we really couldn't quite address over the phone, but could have been addressed and rebutted effectively face-to-face. That's the main reason that I am not an advocate of pre-qualification. I know there's people who do it successfully. I look at those people as exceptions to the rule. You want to use the phone for one thing and one thing only, and that is to sell an appointment, to go see them face-to-face. I say sell the appointment because nobody wants to meet with a life insurance agent or a salesperson, generally speaking. So you got to do things to get them intrigued in what you're saying without spilling the beans and talking too much. So a lot of that has to do with kind of intangible aspects. Having a lot of energy, being excited, being effective at rebuttaling things, but really spending time saying how easy it is to meet with you, how it's not going to take a lot of time, how your job is to help them and show them how this works, and that there's no pressure or obligation at all to buy. That's what I mean by selling. And that's really what you should do on the phone, is get that part done first and then use the presentation to sell the product. The main reason why we do that is because really what you're selling when you're selling insurance is you. I mean, I can't tell you the number of times I've sold a product and the person has no idea anything at all about the company. This is the first time they've heard of the company, and they won't even possibly even remember the company in a couple weeks, but they will remember me because of the impact that I made on them at that point. And that's what I mean by selling them. We're essentially selling them on us, and through the act of them trusting us, they'll take what we sell them because they feel like we're an expert and know what we're talking about. And that level of trust is only able to be, not only, but in most circumstances, the best way to connect like that is a face-to-face appointment. And so much more business gets sold over in a face-to-face ordeal versus over the phone. And so especially if you're new, this is why it's so important to delegate or delineate that your phone calls are for selling appointments and your face-to-face calls are for selling the product. You cannot go wrong with this approach. Yes, you'll run bunk appointments that you kick yourself in the butt thinking, what man, I wish I knew about that so I wouldn't have wasted my time. But I promise you, the big picture here you got to remember is that there are more positive outcomes to this approach than the few negative ones you run into. So I do hope that helps you. It's good to know and understand why we do things the way we do. That's why I do this channel and do these kind of trainings, because a lot of the times the why is never explained. It certainly makes sense to pre-qualify on the surface, but there's really good reason why you don't. My name is David Duford. I own and operate Final Expense Agent Mentor and Mortgage Protection Agent Mentor. You're watching this video most likely because you're interested in selling mortgage protection, and if I can show you how I do business and how I recruit and train mortgage protection agents myself and you're interested in it, go to my website. It's mortgageprotectionagentmentor.com. Click the contact box, send me a message, and we can exchange some emails and give you some information so you can determine if my program makes sense for you. In the meantime, please subscribe and like if you haven't already, and leave comments below if you have any questions you'd like me to personally address. Thank you so much for your time watching today. Have a good one.